Greetings and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, where the Treaty of Truk is currently in progress. The war is ended because somewhere thousands of miles away from the Americas, in a land that the Mexican Socialist Republic cares nothing about, a country fell, a capital city fell, the Japanese were conquered, and thus the war with the Axis is ended, and it is ended in a treaty. The Treaty of Truk. The aforementioned Treaty of Truk, in actual fact. Which would be fine, except disaster of disasters. Look at what has happened to the gloriously conquered lands of the Americas. Already, before we have even been invited to the table, Venezuela has been liberated, the Republic of Peru has been liberated, and Ecuador has been liberated. This has all been done by the USSR. It's Stalin! Stalin! What are you doing, man? Why are you getting involved in the Americas? This was not the deal. We fought the war with all of these countries single-handedly against the Axis. We asked for no allies, we expected no allies. Apart from the occasional potshot in a jungle being fired at by troops who were in our lands without our permission, we had nothing to do with the Allies or with Comintern and the USSR, other than obviously, trading all sorts of cool stuff from them. But in terms of military conquest, in terms of recognizing their right or their authority in determining matters of sovereignty in the Americas, I say to you, no. No, we did not accept such an overarching reach for the USSR, and Stalin has indeed overstepped the mark. So basically, they have got just this crazily high war score. Look, 2004 in the peace conference. The next highest is the UK with 601. We have 216, so we're like down here. Look, we're actually, what's that? We're actually fourth. We have the fourth highest war score, but we have almost 10 times less than the USSR, because the USSR has conquered most of Europe. But why do we care about that? Well, we certainly don't. And also, more importantly, why is the USSR spending its war score to set up puppet governments in Peru, Ecuador, and Venezuela, somehow ousting the incumbent Mexican Socialist Republican authorities who are currently dwelling in those places? And it's done all of this before actually securing anywhere like, the German Reich or Poland or Finland. I mean, places that it should care far more about, and yet it has not done that. So it's taken Karajald in Finland, it's taken Sala in Finland, it's taken Petessimo in Finland, it's puppeted not the Dominican Republic as well. Oh, they've taken the Dominican Republic from us. They've puppeted the Dominican Republic. They've puppeted Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands. They've puppeted Hungary. Well, okay. I mean, we really don't care about Hungary. They have set up a collaborationist government in the Republic of Peru, turning it into a puppet state. Czechoslovakia, Ethiopia, the Kingdom of Libya. Frankly, I'm appalled. I'm appalled at all of this. And then the United Kingdom has helped Italy see the path of democracy, and Venezuela. I mean, the United Kingdom of all countries, as if we would allow the United Kingdom to come in and take our precious Venezuela from us. We are not happy chappies in the MSR right now. You might be able to tell from the tone of my voice and the fact that we are nearly 6 minutes in and I am still ranting about this. So I mean, there's only one thing else. There's only one thing for it. We're going to send in Trotsky. There's only one man who knows how to deal with the likes of Stalin and all of those people in the rest of the world. Nobody in Mexico cares or understands anything about the rest of the world. The only man we can turn to is Trotsky. He has been living in Mexico City in exile from the USSR. We're going to send him along with a crack contingent of the finest bravados and, escorted by some of our very best war canoes, and he's going to go to the Treaty of Truk, wherever the Treaty of Truk is being held, presumably somewhere called Truk. He is going to go there, and he is going to argue for the MSR, and he is going to try and salvage something from this diabolical position that we have found ourselves in, which frankly, I don't know what we're going to do. For starters, Colombia is still available. So we could try and just take Colombian territories, but we don't have enough war score to take multiple territories. Certainly not enough to take the whole thing at once. So we're just going to have to puppet them. We're going to have to puppet Colombia and hope that the remaining states are either something that we can hoover up later, or basically that nobody else cares about them. So Colombia, we're going to puppet you. We've got a little bit of war score left that we can use this turn, end turn 56. So we've got 56 war score that we can still spend this turn, and we probably should. And Trotsky has a plan. Old Trotsky, who basically wants to get one over on the USSR, and frankly, we are now in complete agreement with him about doing that. The USSR, it runs the risk of becoming our sworn enemy. I know for many, many years we have talked about the ultimate invasion of the United States, but with this betrayal, and make no mistakes, this is a betrayal. With this betrayal from Stalin, we may have to change our plans. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how things turn out from this peace conference, and we'll see, afterwards how we proceed, what our next step is going to be. But the only place, and I have extensively searched the map, the only place of any real interest that we can take with this 56 war score here is the island of Taiwan. Now, I hear the island of Taiwan is going to be quite the powerhouse one day, so we're totally going to take that as well. We're just going to absorb that into the MSR. It's a revolutionary new doctrine here. I mean, this is basically, it's all down to Trotsky. Trotsky's gone out there, he's seen the lay of the land, he's kind of pondered and gone, my Mexican friends are not going to like this, but we are going to have to care about the rest of the world. Yes, if we wish to get back at Stalin, and if we wish to regain some of what we have lost to him, then we are going to have to care about the rest of the world. And perhaps we can even turn this around a little bit and give up the fingers to Stalin, yes? So anyway, that's as much as we can do on turn one. Puppet Colombia and take Taiwan. That's it. There we go. The Treaty of Truk continues on into turn two. So in turn two, let's see what's happened. The USSR has satellited Korea. It has liberated Korea and installed a friendly regime, turning it into a puppet state, South Korea and North Korea. They have also puppeted Poland. So where's Poland? Here we go. They puppeted Poland. They have set up collaborationist governments in Japan. So basically, the only bit of Japan they're not going to get is Taiwan, because Trotsky got in there and he grabbed it early. Trotsky was like, yes, but if we take Taiwan, everybody okay with that? Yes, okay, it has been signed into law. Aha, you fools! And so there we go. We now have Taiwan. The USSR has a puppet government in Japan, and that's it. Well, okay, the People's Republic of China. The UK liberated East Germany. So this bit here, East Germany, I think this bit here possibly, Pomeranian, we'll see in a bit exactly what effect that's going to have. And then Austria got satellited, Albania got satellited by the Republic of China. But look, see, Stalin, this is the mistake. This is, you underestimated the sheer guile and cunning of Trotsky, because we still have the great prize of Europe available. The German Reich is effectively unclaimed at this point. Now, we don't have a lot of war score. We've only got 112. But with that, we can grab one of these choice states. And basically, the more western states are probably the best ones to go for. Like, Württemberg would be good, but we don't have quite enough for Württemberg. Hessen is also good. Westphalen is good, but Hanover I think is probably the best because it actually got naval access, and if we're going to want to get the canoes in to actually reach this place, aren't we? So Trotsky's cunning plan is to take Germany now, or at least as much of Germany as we can claim, and that's all we can do with this move. But frankly, there's not really anywhere else. I mean, we could maybe take this bit down here if we particularly wanted it, but we don't. We're going for Germany. We're going for the great prize. Trotsky's end game is playing out here. His great middle finger to Stalin. This is what you get when you try and murder me with whatever it was, a fire axe, I believe, in Mexico City, and then you shaft the Mexicans. We come back and we take your hard-earned prizes away from you. Let's end this turn. So there we go, we've got Hanover. Turn 3, not much has happened in turn 3. I guess people are just building up their war score, which we're going to have to do as well. We have 5 left, that's not enough to do anything with. So Greece took the Legionnaires Bulgaria, Plovdiv, and Burgas, and the People's Republic of China took Chahar, wherever that is. I don't know, somewhere around there. We don't really care too much, being Mexicans, obviously. Now our eye is fixed on Europe here. In fact, we should also make sure... Okay, look, the 2 Colombian states are still available. Let's pass to build up a bit of war score. What's happened? Satellited West Germany. All right, okay, so we managed to take Hanover, but the rest of West Germany has been satellited by the Soviet Union, by the USSR. Stalin has come in there, but once again, we have managed to secure our own little pocket of Germany. War score of 48 now. All right, we need to build up some more, I think. It's probably not enough to spend on anything. Maybe some of these. No, it's not enough. We're just gonna have to pass and build up our war score. The Soviet Union takes Ostprussian. Okay, fine. What are we at now? 91. 91. We can actually take... well, maybe we should secure Colombia, just in case anyone gets any funny ideas. Look, let's secure Colombia. We can't quite secure Colombia. We can secure our connection into the South Americas. Trotsky eventually, obviously, after having gotten really quite obsessed with the idea of shafting the USSR and taking as much of Germany as he could get, has realized that the Mexican Socialist Republic would be very angry indeed if we lost all of our gains. I mean, look, this is it, literally. We're going to get... Okay, let's end the turn. What are we at? 40. Can we take South Colombia? No. We're going to need to pass again. Currently, nobody's doing anything. Lepi. The Soviet Union took Lepi from Finland. Lapi. Wow. Okay. Well, what we got here? Civilian factories 3, naval dockyard 1, military factory 1, infrastructure 5. Should we take? We can't take it all. Can't take it all. We can take a little bit. We should also try and take the German Reich. Let's unpause it. Pass. 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 Build up. Pass. It looks like the Soviet Union may have decided that that's all it wants. You fools! You fools, Stalin! Look, Trotsky now can execute his cunning plan. He's just been sort of like quietly sitting in the corner going, yes, we do not want anything too extravagant. You know, just a few gains here and there. Just something like a token gesture, perhaps. Nothing too crazy. But wait, what's he done? What has he gone and done? Let's build up even more war score. We're going to take our last gains here. We can still take Meta in Colombia, thank goodness, because we kept forgetting about poor old Colombia. Let's end that turn. I think that's everything, right? The only place that's left now is Italy here. It's not even Italy. It's like a couple of these like African countries in Italy that don't have anything really of any interest. Infrastructure 6, 2 air bases, 3 air bases. Really nothing of interest for us. But what we have managed to do is capture basically Germany. Like most of East Germany. Obviously not a few like critical states here. And not West Germany, which has been taken by the filthy Soviet Union backstabbing scum that they are. We do have Taiwan, at least. We have that. And we've got, you know, a puppet state in Colombia, which will hopefully join the Green Dawn. A few other states in Colombia. And that's it. But I can't express how frustrating this is. If there was a button in the game to say ignore international diplomacy, or like, you know, just challenge them, if they want to, if the USSR wants to set up a collaborationist government in Venezuela, then let them come and take it from us first, because quite frankly I think it's kind of absurd that we would relinquish all of these gains, all of these hard-fought gains. I mean, it's one thing if we were members of Comintern, or even if we allied with them, or requested their help in the war, or something else. But all of the war fighting that has given them their huge score has happened thousands of miles away from the Americas, and we cared nothing for their foolishness and their activities and things. And the fact that we have somehow been penalized and lost all of our gains by somebody who really should be more of an ally than an enemy, it's kind of frustrating. The Treaty of Truk is over. Trotsky has done his best. He has gained us Colombia, more or less. We have lost Venezuela, Ecuador, and Peru, and the Dominican Republic. We've gained Taiwan, and weirdly, we now own a bit of choice real estate in Central Europe, which at least means that the Treaty of Truk has not been a complete loss for us, a complete failure. That's it. It's done. Peace conference is over. Calculating effects. Let's pause it whilst we work out exactly how we're going to proceed from this point. The Soviet Union took 7 states. China took 23. People's Republic of China took 1. Mexican Socialist Republic took 15. Siam took 1. Greece took 3. Lots of puppeting happening. We've basically been through all of the stuff that happened. The rubber trade with the United Kingdom was modified because of lack of civilian factories. Really? So, let's take a look at our new position. What have we actually got here? Construction. We have 74 civilian factories, so that's actually not bad. They obviously had a lot of civilian factories in Germany. This is what has actually made like, if we had lost Germany and if we'd chosen not to make any gains in the rest of the world, and just been contented with keeping Colombia, we would have been put so far back in our production and things. But as it is, this isn't too bad. 74 factories is okay. We could probably have done a little bit better, but it'll do. It will do. What else have we got? Production. We got 53 military factories, which is fine. That's not quite as many as we had before. Again, I mean, a lot of these are red for some reason. Hopefully they'll go green. Maybe they've been blown up and they need to be repaired or something. I mean, things apparently got pretty nasty in Europe. We have, however, lost quite a lot of our naval dockyards. Look at this. Look at all this production we've lost from naval dockyards. It's outrageous. I am thoroughly outraged right now. I am so outraged. It's not even funny. Well, fine. That is the situation. Resistance to occupation. We're not actually occupying these places, so this resistance will disappear pretty quickly because they are now considered our core territories. The Mexican Socialist Republic now owns a good chunk of Germany, of the former German Reich, right here in the middle. And you know, we probably should try and aim to own more of it as well. What have we got here? East Germany, no faction. Communist. The German Republic, no faction. Alright, you know what? If you're not in a faction, then that means you're fair game right now, as far as I'm concerned. What else have we got around us? Comintern, Socialist Republic of Germany. That's also going to be Socialist Republic of Germany, isn't it? Yeah, that is. And out here we've got the Polish People's Republic, also a member of Comintern. So we're kind of surrounded by Comintern. But that's not a bad thing, necessarily. Like, if we decide not to hammer Stalin, which we could. I mean, basically, we're at a crossroads now. We either decide to retake our lost territories, i.e. declare war on the Comintern, which is going to be a protracted war, obviously, because they've got a lot of people, they've got a lot of allies. It may mean that we'll never get around to having a war with the United States as well, because I just don't know if we would ever be able to get peace with the USSR before they were finally defeated. It doesn't seem to work that way. So, you know, recapturing these lost territories, and let's face it, you know, we were never... Well, I don't know. I just don't know. How can it be like this? How can this have happened? How can this have happened? Gallardo, how did you let this happen? Dino, what's going on? I'm currently at a loss. We could probably just attack and conquer this because it's neutral at the moment, and because they're communist, Probably only Stalin would get upset, and I'm pretty sure we have we've got a non-aggression pact with him at the moment, so that might keep him at bay if we were to take these. Plus, it was, I think, the United Kingdom that set them up. It might be worth flirting with that. At least take like this bit, like Stettin and the port region, and getting a little bit more productive capacity and things. Maybe Berlin as well. I guess we'll probably have to wait and see on that. Or we just accept the shafting that Stalin has given us, and build for the inevitable war with the United States. And hopefully, like, a big conflict will break out across the world and drag the United States into it against the USSR, and then we can just kind of, like, you know, invade them from the lower region and conquer the United States, which was kind of the goal we originally set out with for the MSR. And that's the way that I'm leaning at the moment, although, like, you know, a big part of me just wants to reclaim my lost territories and say, screw you, Stalin, we are taking back what is ours, even though we did gain randomly Germany out of it, which actually is more of an insult than anything else, because it means we have to care about somewhere that is not Mexico. How can this happen? How does it happen to us? Fine, you know what? We are where we are. Let's justify a war on these guys, as they belong to no faction. They're communists. We could maybe try and get them to join our faction, actually, before declaring or justifying war. Invite to faction. Positive 20, negative minus 53. World tension 20, that's a positive. Base reluctance minus 20. East German opinion of Mexican Socialist Republic minus 3. Wow, okay, they really don't like us. Minus 30. Neither they nor we are at war. Minus 30. Well, fine. If you won't join the Green Dawn by peace and diplomacy, then you will join the Green Dawn by fire and bravado. Speaking of bravado, we'll probably need some soldiers to conquer them, right? Let's just bring everyone up to the ports. Everyone up to the ports. You might as well cancel that, because frankly it's not that important anymore. Everyone back to the ports, and then we're going to have to redistribute, and we're going to have to spend probably the whole of the next episode just sort of sorting things out, working out exactly what our future plans are going to be, waiting for resistance to occupation to end. We've got low manpower as well, which means we're going to need to up our conscription laws pretty soon. Liberia has joined the Allies. Okay, fine. That really doesn't matter to us. World news! The games of the 12th Olympiad. The 12th Olympic Games were recently held in Tokyo, Japan. In light of rising international... Really? In Tokyo, Japan? They've literally just been conquered. Wow. And yet they were able to pull off an Olympic Games. That's pretty impressive. In light of rising international tensions, many feared the Games would be cancelled. But this has proven not to be the case. Yeah, okay. I mean, a massive war is just finished. Tokyo is the first non-Western city to host the Olympics, and a special purpose-built Me-261 long-range aircraft carried the Olympic flame there from Germany without refueling. Japanese athletics did well, and their 14 gold medals earned them a third place in the medal count. After Germany... Germany who? I mean... You mean the Mexican Socialist Germans who we sent over? After Germany / the MSR and the United States, the games are concluded. Fine. Wow. Good for you. So there we go. I mean, we're in this kind of awkward position now. The Republican Italy has joined the Allies. The next conflict, other than a few of these low-hanging fruits, the next conflict is going to be a big one between us and either the USSR and Comintern in general, or the United States and the Allies in general. And, I mean, our new holdings here kind of have an impact on... What happened here? Has East Germany taken Berlin? They have. They have. They've totally taken Berlin. When did they do that? Whilst we weren't looking. Well, fine. We're still justifying war, right? We're still justifying war? We are still justifying war. War goals against East Germany. Conquer Pommern from the East Germany. Progress 4 of 125. Message from the British Raj. Change to diplomatic status with us. Cancel. Non-aggression pact. Wow. fine. British Raj, see if we care. You are not in the Americas or Europe or Taiwan, and therefore we don't really care. Although you are quite large, and you're not a million miles away from Taiwan, to be fair. World news: Soviet influence in Europe. Since the rise to power of the All-Union Communist Party, the Soviet Union has been working towards closer relations with the Soviet Union. Okay? Although Joseph Stalin remains in office, ministers are chosen for their allegiance to the Soviet Union, and a large part of the nation's sovereignty has been surrendered. Soviet officials state that Soviet Union is merely seeking protection as a response to Europe becoming increasingly unsafe for smaller nations. The Soviet Union also reiterated that they were willing to extend such protection to any state that felt threatened by neighbouring countries. Okay, I think Stalin may have gone slightly mad. It may be that Trotsky's incredible coup that he pulled off by basically nicking a massive swathe of Central Europe from underneath Stalin's nose has weakened him somewhat, and he is now almost just like a puppet of the Soviet Union. And in fact, questions are being asked about why they tried to shaft the MSR in the first place. Is there any way that we can perhaps repair the damage that has been done and form a great alliance of communist nations against the Allies? Or will it inevitably come to blows between us? The Federal Republic of Venezuela has joined the Allies. Oh, Ireland joined the Allies. Well, I mean, I suppose at least we could retake Venezuela if we decide not to go up against Comintern. So it's like, which do we want? We can't have it all. Well, or maybe we can. In nuclear fire, we can't have it all. Venezuela or Ecuador and Peru. That's effectively what the choice is going to come down to. And do we ultimately want to fight the Soviet Union, or do we ultimately want to fight the United States? These are the essential choices of our age. World news: Soviet expansion in Europe. Since the rise to power of the communist, the Lithuanian SSR has been working towards closer relations with the Soviet Union, and has now joined the Union itself. As of a few days ago, the Lithuanian government officially submitted control of the country to the Soviet Union as an integrated oblast. Soviet officials refused to acknowledge descriptions of the recent assimilation of the Lithuanian SSR as aggressive, claiming that the integration of territory happened without any outside pressure. They have seen reason. Well, I don't know if we would call it that, considering the recent non-aggressive acts of the Soviet Union in our backyard, which we are still... Look, I mean, our troops are still slowly making their way out of the country. We didn't even get to have the party at Lake Titicaca. We didn't even get... Gallardo has had to... Look, he's like right here. He's like slowly moping away, you know, looking back at Lake Titicaca, imagining what might have been, picturing the scantily clad ladies and the film industry chaps flying about the place with their flying film cameras, which of course are an MSR thing that, you know, no other country has yet managed to perfect. But no, it shall never be, I'm afraid, Gallardo. There will be no Mexican Lake Titicaca film of any sort. Instead, you are simply going to have to walk away. Maybe we will be back if the time comes that we decide that the revolutionary Peru must fall once again under the Green Dawn. Then perhaps then the event at Lake Titicaca can go ahead. But for the time being, you're all just going to have to make your way out. Are you actually making it? You are making your way out. It's just going to be rather slow. Slow and steady. What have we got here? We better get somebody over to Europe. Why don't we get you lot shipping to Europe? Catch a boat, go to this strange land across the seas, a land that we care nothing about, but yet are going to have to go and investigate, because apparently there is stuff going on over there, and we're also justifying a war over there in the land that we care nothing about. Basically, Germany now, to us, is just an industrial zone. It's just like one big industrial estate, cranking out tanks and other things like factory constructions to allow us to continue the build-up to our future war. And you know, exactly how that is all going to go, I still haven't decided. I'm still reeling from the events of the Treaty of Truk, and frankly, going forward, anything could happen. It's all up in the air. This new world order is weird in the extreme. But fortunately, we MSRs are adaptable folk, and we shall recover from this. We shall grow stronger, and we shall lead our great nation to the glory that is its inevitable conclusion. But until then, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I have been Weird Wizard, and I will see you later.